Okay, so as for the other stats, you can increase them with, like I said before, weapons with their stats and substats, artifacts with their stats and substats, constellations. I don't really think constellations will give you much. Now let us talk about stats and substats. If you followed my instructions in part 4 of this series, you should have the Harbinger of Dawn on your main character currently. Under the Harbinger of Dawn, you see what we call statistics for your weapon. This is a sword. It has a base attack of 79 and also has crit damage. That means that every time you do a critical attack, it is increased by 16% with this weapon. Now, under the level of the weapon, you have Refinement rank. Refinement rank refers to these little stars by the right of your weapon. How you increase your Refinement rank is by, if you go to Enhance, you go to Refine. What Refine does is that it increases this stat, the secondary statistic. Basically, it's just like an overall upgrade to the base stats that the weapon will give you. In this case, it increases critical damage to 17.5%. And you can refine it a maximum of 5 times. How you would refine it is that you would need an identical weapon. So I have another one, but it's equipped to another character. What you would do is that you carry this, put it here, and then press refine. Then this little number at the top left of it would turn to 2. That shows that it's now Refinement rank 2. And remember, the maximum rank is Refinement rank 5. So don't stress. Even though you see 6 stars here, don't stress. When 1 star fills up, it will become Refinement rank 2 and so on and so forth. So now, under Refinement rank, you will have what is known as a substats. Now, these are subsidiary stats. They are just smaller things that are added in addition to the main statistic of these things. Now, these are most prominent. These matter the most in artifacts. So when you get a 3-star artifact, you will start to see substats along with the main statistic. So in this case, this artifact gives me attack percentage and also gives me crit damage. 2-star artifacts and below cannot give you substats. They only have a main stat. 3-star artifacts and above will now have substats under them. In this case, crit damage is increased by 3.7 if I equip this. So right now, let's compare. If I look at my Traveler, you see crit damage is 71.6%. Now let us equip that artifact to cop. So it should be this one. I'll switch to this. Now let's go back to attributes and check. Notice that my crit rate went up. It's now 75.3. If I go back to what I had, if I can remember what the hell I had before, I don't think I remember. Yeah, it was this. It's now 71.6. And the same thing applies to all other things that you get in this game. Now, what is the importance of stats and substats? Stats and substats help you decide what weapon or artifact is good for the character that you have. For example, let us look at Lisa. This weapon that I have here, the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers, is considered one of the best weapons for catalysts, even though it is a 3-star weapon. Why? Because of this down here, this substat, Heritage. When switching characters, the new character taking the field has their attack increased by 24% for 10 seconds, this effect can only occur once every 20 seconds. This means that if we are fighting, and then I fight, or maybe I do my elemental reactions, then I switch to my main character. Notice those arrows that are coming up? That is the attack increase that I just got. So that means that now that I'm doing physical attacks, it has been increased by 24%, and that lasts for about 10 seconds. This is very useful because if you continue to raise the rank of those, if you continue to raise the refinement rank of this, you see that it's now 30%, and it can keep going up and up and up. And this really helps. As you get more and more in tune with the game and start to understand stats and substats, you will understand why this weapon is one of the best weapons in the game. This is why you don't just grab a 4-star weapon and put it on any random character. It just doesn't work. Depending on how the character is, you may actually be nerfing that character because of the substats of that weapon. So don't just think that because a weapon has a higher star count, it's now automatically a better weapon. Yes. Now, don't get me wrong. Higher starred weapons always have better base stats. But you don't only look at base stats. Always look at your substats first before your base stats, so you can know whether, if this character is a support, how can they help the main character, or how can they help the main character, either by giving him or her a boost in attack percentage or crit rate or anything, or by helping themselves gain back their energy very quickly, and yada 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 yada. Okay, I think this video is getting a little too long, so I will cut it off here. There will be a part 2 to this. Seems like I'm going to have to move the other parts as well. So I'll catch you in the second part.